Yes, we're live.
Got it.
All right. Ah. That's like hard, all those buttons to push.
Okay, yep, we're here. Here we go.
Yes, we're live.
Let me mute this out and share. Give everybody a couple minutes to come in before we start with the questions. But
Okay.
I know you got some, so let's go with yours.
I always have questions. So it's Super with Awakened Stories here today with King Smarty. How are you, Smarty?
I'm fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy we're talking today. You blew my mind the last time, and I don't know if you could notice, but I went deer in the headlights.
And you saw the post that I've been posting proving it.
Yes, and that's why today's perfect, because we've seen, now we last talked December 3rd, which was 5 days ago. Since those 5 days, we've seen what we talked about come out in the public eye. So that's really exciting, you know.
More to come. More to
Yeah,
come.
more to come. So I guess the big one that we saw was I think it was 3 nights ago. Boy, was it dark out. And all of a sudden, I see you put out a video how you took the moon away. And I was like, what? So
I don't know what you're talking about.
when we talked on December 3rd, we had talked about the moon basically was a spaceship, an ark or whatever. And
Right.
there are people that live inside it and spaceships that go in and out of it all the time. And you said you were going to bring it down and like dismantle it and take it away. And when you did take it down the next time, it was going to be permanent. All right. So is that what's happened?
As far as permanent, it's totally up to Dad. That's what I would like, only because that's something that I said that I would do.
Yeah.
but it's totally up to Dad. He could bring it back, but it's also a slap in the face to those that were claiming to do it
Right.
in February.
Right.
Right. So I told y'all that this would happen.
Right.
And everything else I'm going to tell y'all today is going to happen too.
Right.
So it don't matter. The moon has lots of information because it's a spacecraft. It's a giant spacecraft. There were actually giant humanoids that used to run that spacecraft. Okay, so this is out there. There's information about it, but I'm going to give you the real information. Without all the bullshit added to it.
Right.
Okay. So it is a spacecraft. It does have a lot of information, and we are retrieving it as we speak, and it will be revealed to the world. It's a giant spacecraft, so I don't really know about landing it and dismantling it, because then we got to put a lot of people to work.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but it's fun to see some of the stuff we talk about literally manifest, hours, days, whatever you want to call
it. Well, I was really shocked, to be honest, because it happened so soon after the video. I thought in my head it was going to be like A, B, C, D, like disclosure was going to happen, then you would take it away like C, but you did it now. And I will just say it's been kind of eerily dark. So I went out 2 nights ago. I took video. The sky was clear.
Right.
There were some stars out. I mean, I had good vision, no moon. And every time I got up in the middle of the night, which is several times, I'd look out the windows and I would like look for light in, coming through. It's not there.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So if you saw the one movie, I can't get the name of it right now, but I think Sigourney Weaver is in it, or one of these people, where they use a time traveling device, and they had to build it in secret, right, because of the CABAL in the movie. But once she sits in the chair and she travels to a planet type, a different reality, where she's on a beachfront property, she's on the beach, and she sees her father coming up, but I want you to focus on. I'll find it and post it. I want you to focus on the scenery because you see a beautiful layout of a beach,
Yeah.
and then you see the sky is dark and there's moons. I mean, planets. You can see real planets in the sky. So it's dark and light at the same time. That tells you that the planets that are coming into the dwarf planets that are coming into our atmosphere because of certain things are gone now. You can see the planets and they'll be illuminating the ground despite the crystals, the suns. They call us, everybody calls it sun, but those that follow me and listen to what I'm saying, we know that it's literally a large simulated crystal that also acts as a portal. So we'll have the two crystals that we have now are going like this around our district, right? Soon they'll be stationed where it's going to be night and day at the same time. So you can choose to go to sleep and wake up anytime you want to because time is bullshit anyway. But that scenery in the movie is what it's going to look like. I'll find it and share it with you guys.
I feel like that's Jodie Foster in that.
That's it. That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah, she goes through the wormhole, and her father's dead, right? She lands.
It goes to a portal in a different dimension.
Okay. And she and her father walks up to her and she's like, "Is this real?"
Not only does her father walk up to her, but he's also got a crystalline body.
I'm gonna have to watch that again.
Everybody should.
Okay.
What everybody should be doing is watching all the old movies so that you can see that they've been showing us everything without telling us that it's real. They wanted everybody to believe it was just a fucking movie.
Yeah. And Bob has been collecting your recommended movies on Bubble Up. So we have a beautiful list there. And I've watched probably 3/4 of them anyway, but
Right.
there's some that I want to fill in with. So that's a good place to go for that list, right?
That's true. That's true.
Now, you just said we're going to have night and day at the same time. So let's say I'm here, like, I don't understand how that's going to be. I mean, I don't know if that's important, but
well, it's when you look at that clip, you'll understand how it's going to be.
okay.
So it looks like it's daytime, but there's light at the same time.
Okay.
So when you look at that video, you can see what it can be. Again, it's not something that is permanent or will take place. It can take place.
Okay.
And it all depends on how Dad wants us to do it. But you will be able to see the ships and the planets from here. I know some of y'all seen arts and video clips where people are standing on Earth, wherever they at, and when you look up, you can see two or three planets, and there's lots of videos and photos looking like that.
Right.
That's literally what it is. And those planets, the light and energy coming off of that planet will, bring light. Now
it'll illuminate at night, like what the
right.
moon was doing. We'll have from these various planets.
Right. So you'll have light from that, and it can still be darkness. You can still see the stars.
Yeah.
So it's going to be real interesting. It's going to be real interesting.
Yeah. So basically, it's been 3 nights without the moon, but I'm seeing a message. Somebody did see something, but they could tell something wasn't right. So in my
there's spacecrafts that people are seeing around 1:12, 4 a.m. depending on where you're at. But if you look at it, it's not the moon.
Right. And so this person was saying I could tell it wasn't right. So that's
cool. I had about 5 different people text me saying I can see the moon. It's right here, and it's daytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen the moon in the daytime, and like literally the sun would be there and the moon would be right next to it, which is like, okay, which of you guys are lying? Oh, both of you?
Right,
You know?
right. So and if you, for those that have been following me since I was at the house before I came here,
Mhm.
I was showing y'all videos of the round ships that were in my backyard,
Right.
including the small ones. So you had big ones, and I was showing you the moon, or what they call the moon, and the big ass round thing that was next to it. So I mean, it's all happening. There's so many things happening right now. It's going to be unbelievable.
So
People are not.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So
People are not going to understand what's happening until somebody comes along and tells them so that they can chill.
did you put this moon, our moon, into another dimension?
Yeah.
Okay. So the guys that are over there now, do they know they're not here?
Yes. Yes. They know they're not here, and I've offered to send some of the good guys that are stalling things over there with the moon. So everybody's like, nervous right now.
That's very cool. I mean, all right, no one else can claim to do what you've just done.
No one else can. Well, they will.
Claim, but can do it.
Yeah, they will claim it. They've been claiming that they were me for thousands of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why that's where the whole antichrist shit happens. So they and the only reason why they started that is because when I did show up, I would do all these miracles and wonders, and I would be, labeled as the antichrist. So the antichrist is people that don't operate with daddy.
Right.
Love and light. Love and light. That's literally the antichrist. People who don't operate in love and light. People who don't help and take care of each other and do the right thing. Teach people the right thing. Truth. Okay. So if you don't operate in truth and honesty and integrity and or however whatever you want to call it, love. You don't operate in love, which is the most important part of what the world needs right now. You're a fucking antichrist. I mean, there's no easier way to put it. It's facts. It's true, right? It's true. People that are running around murdering and abusing people, that's antichrist.
Right. Right.
And there's plenty of people in the churches right now performing miracles and wonders, but then they're doing stuff behind the scenes. That's antichrist.
Right. Right.
So everything is being revealed. I'm not worried about nothing.
Yeah. And that's why today, this video is so exciting, because in the past 5 days, it's been almost exponential how much is that we talked about has been coming to light. I mean, your texting fingers must be tired. You're putting so much stuff out there. It's amazing,
Yeah, well, I get my love and light energy from dad, so I'll be like this.
So the moon is in another dimension. It's going to stay there until daddy says bring it back, or bring them back, or whatever. And we should have no fear about what's happening. It just is different.
Well, I mean, the even some of the CABAL members worship that shit. So what happened? What who y'all worshiping now since your moon's gone?
Right.
I want my ransom, by the way.
Well, switch of topic. You had talked about the babies that were being killed over in Gaza, and we were very upset about that. Well, we have been very upset about that still, obviously. But a couple videos ago, you said that basically many of them had been, portaled out. So they went to another, we'll call it dimension, I guess is the best way to say it. They kind of had a life there, and they've just I think, been brought back. So you put out several videos the past couple of days about Daddy's soldiers. I'm assuming that's the unknown soldier videos that we're seeing.
Yeah, there's see, if you guys for those of y'all that have been paying attention to my commands, Hamas has a bad name. Okay, so what I asked Daddy for was to get rid of the Hamas name, bring a whole new squad of individuals, and we'll call them, whatever Daddy chooses. Right now, the phrase that's going around is God's soldiers.
Okay.
So they're Daddy soldiers, they're my soldiers, and they're coming out of everywhere. They're coming out of any and everywhere. Some of them are literally coming through portals because of, like I said, time doesn't exist for us. So those that came and volunteered as the children were literally taken away, went to training, and came back as soldiers.
Right.
That's literally what's happening.
Right.
So all of this will be revealed to be true. And this is what's so exciting about it, because it's like, you don't know what your creator is capable of because you've limited him. Okay, so now all of y'all are going to get a whole new lesson in Daddy and me, because we we can do anything.
Yeah,
we can go back and forth in time. We can open up this portal, and this portal will have a certain time frame on it. This portal will have a certain time frame on it, and we can just go shoom, 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 shoom. You walk into this portal as a baby, you come out this portal as a grown man, and you go, you do what Daddy wants you to do, and we don't have no fear. So because we understand this, we understand that we have nothing, that we're nothing but energy, and we can go in and out of portals and do things that the consciousness level of the current Earth isn't even ready for or aware of.
Right.
Which is also why the conscious level is raising.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that just by doing these videos.
Ooh. Yeah. So the consciousness level raised another 2 notches. I think it was
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Yeah. Yeah. That is amazing.
That's huge, because if you remember that I used to always say, I want the consciousness levels to rise so high that I don't even have to talk anymore. I'm gonna walk by and they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's the king." They go Smarty. That's the king right there. Yeah. How do you know? Look at him.
Yeah.
You get all the information just by me walking by.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
It is going to happen, yeah.
And I think we talked about this the other day. You can't just go from 0 to 100. You have to do it in notches, and so that we can acclimate to the new vibration.
That's true. The new vibration, the new frequencies.
Right.
You have to understand that the body and the consciousness are literally like computers. However, we're natural computers. We were created naturally. We're not, we don't plug ourselves into a wall. You don't have to recharge us, right? Everybody that's listening right now, I guarantee y'all, if you're not AI, you don't plug yourself into a wall. just like my coins and my products, they don't have to be recharged, and they do what Daddy made them do.
Right, right.
So that's another way of us raising the consciousness. About 6-7 years ago, I wanted everybody to understand all this, and Dad said we have to educate everybody on frequencies.
Right.
Now, if you listen to all the podcasts and all the YouTube videos and all the different people, that's one of the most famous words nowadays, frequencies.
Right.
That's also the words that they took out of the biblical books, because they didn't want everybody to know about frequencies.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I know.
That's funny. Right.
So that's why I'm so powerful, because I understand it all. and I got connection with Dad. Dad tells me what to do. There's so many things that the people don't even understand. They don't understand a lot of things. But there was a question asked to me a while back, if the planet, if not the planet, but if the people, as we ascend, will they get left behind? You remember my answer. No, we're bringing them all with us.
Right.
So that's what we're doing. That's what our work is about. That's what the Jedis are about. That's what the products are about, is raising everybody's vibration across the board so that we all ascend or evolve into these beautiful crystalline beings together.
Right.
Some of us are already there, and we gotta, pout and bitch and complain and moan to bring everybody else with us.
Right. Right.
That's me, by the way.
I know I'll be talking to people about, this kind of stuff, and they look at me like I've got two heads, and some of them are open-minded and will at least listen. So I usually just dip my toe in the water. And if they ask questions or they're interested, I go a little bit further. A lot of them, I'll say something and they have no interest in even asking the question.
Right. No words at all.
Yeah. So I don't go there, because what good is fighting with them going to do?
Absolutely. So that's one of the things that I've been teaching y'all too.
Right.
Ignore them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're going to come full circle. They're going to have all these questions for you, and then you get to choose if you even want to engage in the conversation. Because 10 years ago, you didn't want to hear shit.
Well, everybody does come to me with questions. Like now I'm getting a lot of Jedi questions, which I welcome, because then I can compile them for these videos. But,
right.
My family members or whoever will come to me with these questions, and I welcome them, because I've been trying to tell them this for years and they think I'm crazy. And now they're like, just, it's good. They're coming alive,
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's not just happening for you, it's happening for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that that's happening, because we don't look like such weirdos anymore.
That would be nice, right?
Right. I mean, I'm still gonna be the number one weirdest fucking guy on the planet, right? Because I'm the one doing all the shit, and people, they're not gonna believe it until they actually know for sure that the shit is that Smarty's doing what the fuck Smarty's saying he's gonna do.
Probably so if your face on the moon, smiling. Hello, John.
so if Smarty's telling y'all that he gonna kill y'all if y'all don't get shit done, I would take Smarty very serious. Yeah. And that's literally the thing behind the scenes, because they know Smarty's doing what Smarty's saying he's doing. Mm-hmm. Back to the people and the family members, you guys can engage with them and teach them and all that stuff. But if they start to cause friction and all that, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Because I find it where some of them are starting to see things, and this is speaking in experience. They are starting to see certain things, but then they come with skeptical questions, and then I answer it, and then I don't hear from them for like another week or two. So when they contact me, I answer them, and I expect them not to fucking come back. So just keep that in mind.
All right. So back to Daddy's soldiers then. They've come back, or they've come in, and it looks like they're extremely well organized. I love their commercial. But I see two news articles, maybe from yesterday. One, there was a cyber attack in Israel.
Did you notice that they don't miss either?
I do, yeah. And then the second was Israeli helicopters hit their own people. So more confirmation of what you've said.
That's right. They've lost. I mean, the best thing for them to do is surrender now. They need to surrender now just to save their own skin at this point. I mean, we see them surrendering, but the sooner the better.
Right.
The sooner the better. It's like you're so lost. You're so lost. That video that I posted this morning, it's a group of individuals that have been approved by Dad. Okay, and I'm always checking on things because if they're not doing what Daddy allows, then I intervene. Right. So what Dad said was Israel chose that.
Ooh.
So if those individuals burn Israel to the ground, they chose it. And Dad allowed it. Because they could have turned last week, they could have turned 2 weeks ago, they could have turned last month. And now, what they've done to the innocent people of Palestine is going to be returned 100-fold.
Yeah. And
all the satanic individuals in the area will be gone. They will be eliminated. Dad says that the innocent people in Israel will be escorted out also. We'll save them too. But the majority of them will cease to exist.
Yeah, I'm glad about you said that about the innocents, because obviously we want the bad guys stopped, but I feel so sorry that innocents have to go through this. And yes, they've agreed and blah, 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 but it's heart-rendering,
Yeah, well, they've all been under mind control type, MK Ultra shit, including the children.
Yeah.
So that being said, there's still a lot of darkness there. So the innocent ones that are innocent, that haven't done some of the horrific shit, can be saved because of what was done to them against their will.
Right. Right.
So those individuals, we will save them. We will re-educate them. It's happening now where they're starting to wake up, and they don't want to be a part of it, because now they're starting to wake up and they see that there's a target on them all.
Right.
So no matter how it looks on the MSN or the mainstream media, they're fucking done.
Yeah.
They're done. And there's different groups and presidents all around the world that know, like I've been saying, they know what's happening. They know because they all have intel. They all have different secret groups that are sharing the information. They're all listening to my calls. Everybody on Earth and off Earth are listening to my calls. So it is what it is. You guys need to surrender now, and maybe you get saved. So you're going to get eliminated if you don't, whether it's military tribunal or whether it's straight to Daddy. Don't matter to me. The Earth will be free. The Earth has been liberated already.
Right.
We're walking into that fact, which is why I'm giving you all the information I am.
All right. Now, it was last week you said something about you're going to see a lot more dark deaths. And I know we just saw a prince, wouldn't even want to go with that name, like to pronounce his name, but and we're expecting other famous people to be in the news soon. Has it already occurred and we're just not being told?
Yes. Another thing that was key to all this is the cloning facilities.
Right.
And the cloning facilities that Real Raw News was reporting on was not even, that was nothing.
Yeah.
So you got cloning facilities in Earth and off Earth. Different bases, Antarctica, different breakaway civilizations. They would clone the beings, and once we take them out, or once somebody take them out, they would just replace them. This is why we had to do everything from outside and then squeeze in. And now we're at the point where we're going to kill you. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. and then you can't be replaced because I took care of everything else.
When you explain it like that, how you came in, you're squeezing them into, like right now, where they're in certain pockets. It makes sense. Like when you talked about that the other day, I was like, I'm not sure if I would have picked it that way. It makes sense now. So thank you.
Okay, so if you want to make it more sense,
Yeah.
look at Palestine. Look what the Israel territory is, and then look where Gaza's at. That's what they did.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, right?
So
Yeah.
that's a known tactic. You know, it's a known reptilian tactic, colonial tactic, which is reptilian, the draconian system, right?
Right.
So all we did was do the same thing that they've been doing, and we have more power because the daddy factor, right?
Right. Totally.
And we that's why I say we're going to give them what they deserve hundredfold.
Excellent.
It's
Excellent.
very real. It's very real. I don't care who believes me at this point. I mean, you're seeing what the fuck I'm saying happen.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. And now, so the light brigades have been here, like, I mean, they've been here, but they're really here now. And we're seeing it, like, we're seeing evidence of that all over. Ships
Everywhere.
everywhere, like pictures of different beings everywhere.
Right.
So it's definitely a good thing.
That's that consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the more and more the consciousness raised, the more information can be seen. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
we're going to be at the point where the ships are going to uncloak, and it's there for however long daddy allows it to be there. Some ships will be stationary permanently because they'll act as ambassador not ambassadors, but what do you call it, embassies to galactic stuff. So we already got one in the Gulf here, right? And then over here on the island, the mainland, not the mainland, but the island, because Destin is an island.
right.
It takes three bridges to get here, and people don't even. Some people that live here didn't even know that. But if you look at the map, you can see that there's a river down that way that disconnects it from the island. So there's three bridges to get here. Actually, four. There's four bridges to get here. On the island here will be the first, very, very first galactic embassy. And they're already planning it. They're already over there doing architectural work. You can't see it, but they're there.
So exciting.
It is. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
You're going to see more and 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 more. So much more. So much more. Like we are so blessed to be alive at this time, and it's another reason why some of us get emotional, especially me and my crew, because we understand and we see how long it took. Daddy's giving us more and more access to old things that were in the past, and it's like, oh shit, okay, good lord.
It's very exciting. It is very exciting to see. And that's why like this video is so appropriate, because in the past 5 days, we've seen what you were talking about. Boom, right in our faces.
Yeah. The main thing is the ships, the great intimidation, and the Schumann resonance. It's going off the fucking charts. And the ships is going to make it go off the charts too, because what that does is it puts everybody in the state of what the fuck is happening, which also increases their energy, because now they're like, okay, something's happening, and if it's got to be good, because they would have killed us already.
Right.
And some of them will go back to the churches. I mean, some of them will go run into the churches. So it'd probably be a good idea to put big TVs in all the churches right now, so we can broadcast when they're inside the church.
Yeah.
we can say, hello, everybody. How you doing?
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. Yeah, use some of that money.
Right? Oh man. So we
Um,
got a lot of things happening. Go ahead.
it's going to be amazing. So I have like I'm trying to do it in segments so Bob can make his little segments out of our video.
That's cool.
You had put a document out on last night, the National Nanotech Initiative. It was I don't even know how many pages, and I started reading it, and I got angrier and angrier and all that. But the bottom line is that they have been planning to put nanotechnology in our food, in our clothing, and basically the word commerce was used throughout the document.
Right.
And they're putting them into pesticides into the ground. I mean, artificial intelligence was bandied around. They're talking about economic benefits and blah blah blah. But it didn't seem like, as I read the document, and I did not study it, it did not seem like they were doing it for our benefit whatsoever, right? So my first question is, there was a list of guys that are on these committees, and have you got them on your I'm going to pay them a little visit list?
I got them on the already done list.
Boom. Okay.
So what everybody has to understand that yes, they've been doing all these plans and works for thousands of years, not just hundreds. If y'all remember back in the Real Truth Call, this is for some of the older Jedi's. Me and Fisher already made a hologram that will enable the nanobots inert. So we already knew about it, and we've already took care of it. The information of what they wanted to do is now being
Okay.
exposed.
Is that frequency in our charms and stuff like that? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
As I read that, I started stewing, and they're openly, like they've written it in a very professional manner, but basically they're going to use us guys as their slaves to create this technology, which is not in anyone's benefit, for anyone's
Not at
benefit.
all.
Yeah.
Well, that you said it. You said that you came to the conclusion that it wasn't for our benefit. Nothing that they do is for our benefit.
I know. Yeah. Especially when they're going to shoot it into the ground, like our pesticides into the ground. Like pesticides are already bad enough if they're sprayed, but then you put them into the soil, it's all over, So
Yeah, well, it would have been all over.
yeah.
But I've taught the Jedi's and everybody, and we have tools that literally wipes it out.
Right.
So it can still be there, but once I change the frequency of it, it becomes inert. For instance, if there was to put if there was to spray chemicals all over a crop, right, like they've been doing, especially like Monsanto's crap,
Mhm.
right? All we would have to do is put one of my frequency fertilizer stickers and the water purification stickers on a hose connected to our house, spray the ground like this, gone. And we did it using energy. So they spent billions of dollars to create all this shit, and we come and do it with a $2,500 sticker. I love this shit, man. You can't make it up.
That's so good. Well, yeah, and as we know that they've taken over every industry, and that's why, like, liberating Earth isn't like you go in and you just do 1, 2, 3, and it's done. It's very complex, and everything is intertwined. And you've planned for everything, it seems, or Daddy has planned for everything. It's beautiful.
Daddy planned everything. I just follow orders.
Yeah, yeah.
So when we say Daddy is me and I am Daddy, that's what it is. And together we are the Holy Ghost, if you would, because at any point in time, he can just take me and go do whatever I got to do and then come back. That's the Holy Ghost part, which is nothing but a multi-dimensional warrior, if you would, that he uses because he can, because it's him.
Right. Right.
So that's a whole nother fucking can of worms there.
Yeah. 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 But people are the heads of state, the royalty, whoever you've been visiting, they now are understanding that you're real and
Yeah.
you mean business. And they understand it more and more every day, as we do, you know.
Well, they understood for years now, which is why we've been killing them for the last 7 years. And some of the ones that you see they're not the same that they were 7 years ago.
Right. Right.
So I mean, this is why things like the golden royal toilet is still missing.
Now, they're not able to they're not recloning themselves anymore. Like for a while, they'd be taken out, then they just pop a clone in there. They're not able to do that like they were before.
No, they're not able to do that. But what they're still able to do is the AI computer system, and that's until Dad stops that too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like CGI in the movies and the news reports, in the videos or whatever.
Yeah. Right. And they're still using it. And
yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example. Real Raw News article when they posted about arresting Joe Biden. All of the imagery showed that he was at a specific location, but he wasn't.
Right.
That's what they did.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, they went in and the place was empty. Like, was it Martha's Vineyard or somewhere like that?
I forgot where it was at, but yeah.
Okay.
That's what they did. That's what they do. That's what they're going to continue to do it until we fully pull the plug on them. Yeah. And that's coming. The plug is coming. Matter of fact, if you look, the plug is like, it's coming off.
Yes, the old-fashioned plug. It's got to go. It's got to go.
Their energy is no longer compatible with the earth, so they got to go. Literally, got to go.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent.
So that being said, the only way that they can survive is if they turn to Daddy. When they turn to Daddy, their energy changes. That's the only way. When you turn to Daddy, you become rebirth. Your energy changes when you turn to Daddy. You're no longer dark. The dark fades away. When you turn to Daddy, the energy changes, and then you can exist with everybody else. Other than that, you're fucking done. I hope everybody understands that part, because it's literally energy. The dark energy is no longer compatible with the earth, and you have so much time to go. Does that make sense? Do you understand that part?
It makes sense. And I got to also think, if they had true, if they ask for forgiveness, that they will be given, mercy for their actions. And they're probably not going to want to do that, but it's better than being in Pebble Valley, I would think, and spend your life, the rest of your consciousness, never moving or doing anything again.
Well, exactly. Despite what the individual did is where they'll go to.
Right.
So they can turn to Daddy and have a new lease of life, but they'll still have to, live out live out their period, their time period, because, depending on what they did, they may be able to live a certain time longer until they have to go back to Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, once that dark energy level, or once the planet gets to that certain vibration, this shit is gone, literally gone.
Right.
And then
we're able to see more and more because of the vibration lifting. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. The veils are dropped. They're gone. Now, what's holding some people back from seeing is their own consciousness, their own mind, which is why we still working on a planetary base to raise the consciousness. That's why I get excited all the time.
Yeah. Big.
Real shit.
It's huge. What you're doing is huge.
That's right. That's right. I wish I can do it overnight, but we can't.
Yeah. I think as I've gone through this process and I look at it, I'm like, it couldn't be any other way. If you just zapped it, it would happen again. We wouldn't have learned our lessons. And by we, I mean mostly them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No,
it's kind of like getting hit with lightning, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lightning's nothing but energy.
Yeah.
So if you get hit with lightning and you're at a low vibrational state, you're gonna end up fucked up. until you become the lightning, where if you was to be struck, it wouldn't do anything.
Right.
Because it's nothing but energy anyway.
Right.
It's wild stuff. It's wild stuff when everybody starts to understand the real energy part of it all, and how Dad is the ultimate energy, and he made me with his how you say his representative down here. There's nothing down here that's stronger than me energetic wise. Nothing. No one. Period.
Well, I am so glad you're here, and I'm so grateful you're doing what you're doing. As I've said,
I'm grateful for you too, and everybody else that's doing what they're doing, because even though I have the title that I have, we have to do it together, and that's what's the important part. Right. So I'm expecting those million point seven or 2.7 Jedis coming along and taking care of business.
Right. All right. Well, also, even knowing that is allowed me to look at other people that are doing their thing. They have honest and good intentions. I'm looking at them differently, so that's good.
Yep.
They'll be joining us soon, I hope. I wanted to ask about the secret space programs. A lot of people don't know about them, and I know Trump came in and he created the Space Force. And what I heard he did was consolidate the secret space programs. And basically he was going to bring them out and show their technology and all of that. And would we call them the white hats at this point?
No, that's a whole different group.
Okay.
Trump got his own little squad going on.
All right.
But then you got other secret space programs like Cougar and all of the other ones they all want to do the right thing.
Okay.
They all a lot of them have already been dismantled and reformed.
Oh, okay.
But what Trump was trying to do was bring them all together, and that's not happening, because they when they come together, they'll be all under one commander, and it's not Trump.
Okay.
So that's what they were attempting to do, and it's not happening.
All right.
They all know who the real commanders are. They all know who the real people are. Even the Nordics and all the other different groups, they're all finding out that we can do what we're saying that we're doing. Just the other day, after Michael Salas and JP put out that video of him visiting with the Nordics, we looked into it. Everything checked out. Everything was good, until he said that they were going to control all of the arcs. When he said that, I evaporated a couple of them and put them back together. Yeah. So after I did that, they were like, who the fuck is this guy? And how did he do what he just did? And they all know, but now it's like, no.
Yeah.
So that's also another reason why more and more of the Galactics and more of the different groups are becoming more and more in the public, because they have authority, not authority, but they have permission to by that.
Right. Okay.
So
I always wondered why the Nordics would choose to work with, say, the Nazis. But maybe what I've heard history-wise isn't correct. You know what I mean? But from what I've heard, that they were basically working with, Germany even before World War II, giving them technology and all of this other stuff, working in Antarctica. I'm like, why would you pick the worst guys on the planet? I never understood that unless they were bad as well.
that's the case in a lot of the different groups, including Palladians, like the Billy Myers story. Okay, well they weren't legit. My name wasn't Emmanuel. That's all bullshit.
Right.
But the imagery, the ships, the laser guns, all that stuff was real.
Right.
Everybody had their own motives, including the Nordics, including this, including that. Now, to their defense, I will say that they didn't understand Daddy and us. They didn't understand because their mindset and the way they are, their being, didn't understand what we wanted, what we were doing. So what we had to do was we had to hit them with certain frequencies and give them certain abilities so that they can understand and they can follow the orders that Dad wants them to follow. Now it's like, oh shit, these guys are real. They know Dad as source, and now they know that we're who we are.
Okay.
So it's getting real exciting, and all the different groups are finding out that, plus Nordics are very old, including Palladians. They're very old, thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. But you're up against the ancient ones. And we never lose.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, so what I just took from what you said is I was equating technical ability with spiritual knowledge. Okay. So what you were just saying is that you raise their consciousness so they understand more, which again is the piece that was lacking. Does that make sense?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Now they're on the same page with Dad. And a lot of they talked about, putting ships in certain locations. That's already been done too. Okay. They actually were amazed at some of the shit we did. Because they hear about it, and they've met the real me because they've heard about it too. And I didn't look like this when I was doing what I was doing.
Now, so are they assisting with the cleanup of Earth at this point as well?
Yeah. What was said in that video was true. They did visit different military groups and stuff like that. But at the same time, these other groups are listening to me, so they don't want to do the wrong thing.
Right.
They want to do the right thing, and they don't want to be bamboozled.
Right.
Which is another reason why, if you want to do everything according to your creator, just listen to what I'm telling y'all. Do what Daddy's telling y'all to do, and you'll see how things will manifest beautifully for everyone.
Right. So basically, the secret space programs are now, we'll call them good. And they're like I would say kind of under your command, is like you're not maybe using them actively, but they're going to follow your orders.
Yeah. Well, we're using them when Daddy wants them to be used.
Awesome.
Even if we have to take over them.
Okay. Yeah.
So what that looks like is a walk-in. We'll take over your whole fucking army in an instant.
All right.
You
Okay.
know, a couple of years ago, Daddy says that we make the secret space programs look like fucking child's play,
Yeah.
and that they wouldn't even understand what I'm doing for years to come. And the best way for them to understand is through applied quantum mechanics, if you would, which is nothing but spiritual, dimensional work, dimensional beings, being able to move in spirit, which is dimensions, being able to do all the stuff and being able to do it with your mind, consciousness.
Right.
That's where they lack.
Right. They have equipment. Right. Yeah.
We're ancient, we're natural, and we are of the light. Like we're like so light. We are light.
And through the years I've heard all these stories from the soldiers. Many of them have had, they've been out in space fighting the bad guys, fighting all sorts of aliens and all that. Those stories are mostly true. You can't say the whole thing is true because whatever, but certain people I felt were very valid, and they were threatened actually for bringing the information out, the whistleblowers or whatever. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Right. So
a lot of it is even true. Is just a lot of it is very true. Some of it is true, but wasn't told correctly. If you understand what I'm saying.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we humans have had this technology for a long time. Like we think it's just popped up in the past few years. It's been around a long time. And of course, we just haven't, like the masses haven't been told about that.
Right. So, and you see, again, they look at things in a technological aspect.
Right.
Which is why some of them are hell bent on turning us to cyborgs. And some of them are used to using gasoline and batteries for vehicles, when all we have to do is put frequencies onto something and just do what we wanted it to do.
Right.
That's what you call a true connection with our creator. So in the very near future, I will be making all types of devices, and they will be powered by consciousness. You put your hand on it, you get in, put your hand on it, the shit takes you wherever you want to go. No batteries, no fuel, no nothing. Straight energy, consciousness. Because of what they've been doing to the people here on Earth and how they've been bamboozling, mind controlling, suppressing, we're going straight to the top, baby.
I'm so happy to hear that. So happy. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So I just want to make sure. So in the early days, maybe even now, secret space programs use, mind control. They take the kids out of school and they train them and do the 20 and back programs and all that. I didn't think that was very legit how that went down. It's not fair to the child and the family, but basically they're converting over to the right side is all that really matters.
Yeah, that's another reason why they're all coming out, like I said.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they would have not been able to come out the way they are if they wasn't secure in their protection or in their knowing that they are protected. And the way that was done was some of the commanders or some of the leaders gave them the okay, because the commanders and the leaders had a little talk with Daddy and I, and or my crew, depending on who we sent, depending on who it was at the time.
Yeah.
So, we have this thing where we can just zoom in on an individual and show them their future if they go this way, and their future if they go that way. That's literally what we've been doing for the last couple of years. Boom! You can go this way or you can go that way. Choose right now. And then they're like this, because all you see is the flashing of, if I continue to do this, this is where I'm going. Or if I do this, this is where I'm going. I'm going this way. And you know, the crazy part is some of them arrogantly chose this way because
No.
they thought they can change it. And some of those that went that way are now in Pebble Valley, ethers, etc.
Wow. That's crazy.
They don't understand how this works. That's the problem. They do not understand how this works. They do not understand that they're nothing but a fucking piece of energy with all these different atoms that they call flesh and blood, which is nothing but energy again, and that they can be put into a little box and put onto a little island forever. They don't understand that shit, but it's very real.
They thought they could basically outwit daddy.
That's like the stupidest shit ever.
Yeah.
Stupidest shit ever.
Now, last video, you said that our military was 144,000 years ahead of its time. And I didn't ask you about it at that time, but I'm like, what? So does that mean because they received alien or extraterrestrial tech, they progressed much further than they would have had we not?
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. Plus, they got the different treaties with all the different reptilians, Dracos, the different species that they have treaties for. Like they're real treaties, real agreements, if you would. Which none of them, none of them kept anyway, right? I mean, you see what Israel's doing. They don't give a shit about nothing. These are the same individuals that the Greys and the reptiles were dealing with. So, they don't these people are so messed up. It's over for them. They feel like they can do whatever they want to do, and they can't. So it's pretty much over for them. It's over for them.
They've been doing it for so long, and for them to change their way of thought is probably hard. Not that I'm defending them at all.
No, but that's the truth. That's what it is.
And probably a lot of them, like if they can live thousands of years, all right, and then they can get a new body and put their consciousness in it. They've been here a really long time controlling what's happening. And they're not about to let go of control of a planet.
That's true. That is true. That's literally what's been the case. Now, that's been the case, but I'm gonna give you another scenario that's also the case. The elders and ancient ones, a lot of these old guys are in their 5,000-year-old range, and they're still here. Okay, and they're not doing none of the shit that these dark guys are doing.
Right.
And yet they're still here holding certain things for humanity also for the right time, which is right now. All of the dark ones that had all of these alien treaties and traded technology to do this and traded technology to do that is over. They gave them technology, and after they gave them the certain technology, the CABAL, the militaries, whatever you want to call themselves, created secret space programs off of the shit that they were given. Then they started making more and more products, and it kept on advancing, where now they became a superior, a group, if you would, which is why they even have the SSP and secret space programs and this and that, blah, 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 because they've been given technology for children to do experiments on or to feed off of. That's literally what they did. They traded people, they gave the rights to abduct humans for technology. And since they did that, they've been redeveloping and creating more and more technology, which is why they are 100+ years more advanced within that technology than we are on the surface here, right? And that still isn't nothing compared to what we got or what we can actually do. I'm gonna give you an example. Once we get situated in certain locations, some of our stuff is just going to appear where we don't have to manufacture it. It's going to appear, and then we use it because it just appeared. Then we'll be able to take that and then put it in the replicators and reproduce it. So a lot of the stuff is just going to appear. That's how that works. You don't have to, do all types of stuff. You just have to listen to them. The crystalline chambers, they wish they can have a crystalline chamber because the crystalline chambers is superior and they're old. They're very, very advanced, but they're still old. If you understand what I'm saying, that means they existed already. Mm-hmm. They already exist, but they're so old and plain that when it's released, it's going to be like it's new, right? But that's literally what it is. That connection with Dad, where he can just make things appear, and it's over.
And the chambers won't work with anyone that's dark. Like if they got their hands on it somehow, it wouldn't work anyway.
It'll be sitting there collecting dust.
Yeah.
Which they won't be able to get their hands on it anyway. But yeah, if that was if Daddy would ever even allow that shit, it would just be something for them to marvel at, right? And try to figure it out.
They try to reverse engineer it, which would be like, oh, it's glass or whatever. It's crystal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait. How was he able to walk through it though? Since it's solid structure.
Yeah. Wow.
So fun. But that's why they were more advanced than us, because of the treaties and deals that they made that they never kept, and blah blah blah.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, and that's another reason why when we start to rebuild Earth, some of the equipment that they already have here we'll be able to use, because they have to give it up anyway.
Right.
What are you going to do if I ask for it?
They're going to try to keep it.
Well, what do you do if I ask for it and you don't give it to me?
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And Daddy is so cool and benevolent that he'll even make me pay for it. Here you go. Here you go. I'll give you money for it. That way I can say that I own it now because I've paid for it. And then after I pay for it, we put it in use. The money that they receive will probably vanish or something.
Even now we hear the cabal's losing billions are going blah 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 blah, and I've always wondered, like, how much money, like, these guys have been making money for whatever, let's say in our current like economic structure, the last 100 years they've been making billions and trillions of dollars nefariously. How much do they actually need?
They need as much as they need for those that believe that that's the power.
Yeah.
So in reality, they don't have money. What they have is a bunch of computers with digital numbers on them, because the assets that they claim they have, they don't.
Right.
So that's another reason why they're fighting tooth and nail to maintain their power.
Right.
There's also talks right now in the exchange realm where they want to take all of the currencies and bonds and burn it after they pay the people out. So that it's like, what? I don't think Daddy's going to let that happen, but okay.
So people will get paid, but then they're going to burn all the money they just brought in.
That's what they were planning on doing. Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense.
Because if they do that, then they can say, well, we have the money, so we can do whatever we want because we have all the money. But they've burned it all. And they burnt it all just so that nobody else can get their hands on it. But that's not happening. Daddy's not allowing it. But that's just the way that these people work. You know, if they can take all the gold and, you know, burn all the gold or make all the gold disappear and put it onto a computer that they own, then they have power now, because everything that you think they got that they just disposed is on a computer somewhere with all these numbers.
Right.
That's what they wanted to do. That's another reason why things are taking so long. Because you got fucking, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry trying to do all this shit. And it's like, make my day.
Right.
They want to take our physical assets and give us numbers on a computer. That's what they want to do.
Right.
So then later on down the line, they can say, well, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, or you did something you wasn't supposed to do, and now all of those digits that they gave you on their system automatically just went away.
Right. Right.
I mean, you can try it if you want to, because I can still kill you after the fact. It don't matter.
So switching topic again, wealth transfer now. About, I'm going to say 3 days ago, you said something about DOD, like making excuses for putting the codes in and blah, 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 which they've been doing for years, you know. And I just wanted to see kind of what the status was of that. And then you had us contact Wells Fargo, I think 3 times in the past week. And I was wondering if all of that contact and kind of energy we put toward that, if that kind of moved things along a little bit. Like, did it do what it's supposed to?
What do you think?
I think it did.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, despite what this group over here is doing, it only matters what Daddy's doing and what Daddy has us doing.
Yeah.
So even if we go to Wells Fargo and we get lied to in our face, that's all right, because there's a purpose for it all.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it's literally what's happening.
Yeah.
And you know, with the DOD and the security teams and all these guys that think they're in charge, and now it's the Hague or the international courts didn't approve of the USN, but the USN's already been trading over here. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? What's going on?
Right.
Who needs to be visited? That's all I need to know. I'm ready to take y'all out.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad knows what they're doing, but he has us doing what we're doing too.
Okay.
And all of it has to do with these individuals wanting to control the world. They want to get rid of the cabal, but yet they turn into the cabal.
Right.
I've been saying that for years. Years.
And I've always wondered, and this is before I really knew what was going on, why these billionaires couldn't help feed the world or whatever, donate like most of their funds or whatever. I get it now. They don't want to. But yesterday you put out a video where the UN was sending plastic toys that look like food trays to the kids. That is horrific. Like
it's also, you know, actually some of them do want to help.
Yeah.
However, they're threatened to. There's also stories of certain celebrities that are now, you know, gone. They had to give out money in secret because it was in their contract that they couldn't give away money.
Oh.
So they even attempted with some of my contracts. I can only in one of the contracts it says I can only give out $250.
What? Yeah,
Somebody wants to die, huh?
I guess so. I mean, it's just like the bank. If you take money out, you have to explain what you're taking the money out, or if you put money in. Like it's really none of their business. You know,
Yeah.
when I opened my last account at Wells Fargo for my business a few years ago, I had to sign a document saying that I would not put more than I think the number was 2,000 cash in for the entire month. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, you're a bank. Money is what you guys do. You collect it, you lend it, blah, 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 blah. I argued with the girl, and then I'm like, okay, well, no worries. I won't put any money in your bank. I use them as like a checking account, but whatever.
So the contract that had that
Yeah.
the payout for my historical assets was 850 trillion dollars. So after seeing all that, I sent a cease and desist order for all of them. It's not about money. It's
I'm not
about
getting cease and desist order to who?
to all the people that I had the contracts with.
Okay. Okay.
And this was U.S. military guys too. So you're gonna allow me to sell you my stuff, and then you're gonna put me under contract to tell me what the fuck I can do with my money?
Right. Right.
Yeah, no. Here you go. This is a cease and desist order. Everybody that has seen my files, you are not to do anything with it, or you're dead.
Hey. Okay.
And I had like 6 of those contracts.
Wow.
So dad wasn't going to allow it to happen anyway.
They're just
But he wanted me to see what they were doing. He wanted to see he wanted me to see the type of people that were involved in the process. Between a buyer and seller, there's about 20 people in between that all want to be paid on the deal. That's also been the problem. All these different intermediaries, like Wolverine, wanted to be paid off of all these deals. So what Dad did was he minimized it all, and he put buyer and seller together and got rid of all the dark ones. So that's why certain people won't be cashing out. Remember me?
Oh my God. That's funny. It's not funny, but oh my God.
Yeah, that's what's been the holdup. Humanity is being held up because of dark people like this.
Right.
Greedy, greedy, greedy people. Greedy people. Greedy people.
Yeah.
You claiming that you want to do right by humanity, but then you want to do this. That's another reason why Wells Fargo was forfeited to me. Lots of other things are going to be forfeited to me too. Just like I've been saying. It's going down Daddy's way.
Right.
Those that choose to do otherwise, you kiss your families goodbye.
I know we had talked a couple days ago or a few days ago about Facebook, and you said, well, Facebook might not be around, which so I was like, yes. And then you can see there's lawsuits starting, and that's going to be huge. Very excited to see that.
That is huge. That is huge. And we are putting our energy into all that. Remember all those commands that we do every now and then?
Yeah.
Well, that's we're manifesting it all. And this is why when people do find out about us and they, they're like, what the fuck is going on here? But then if they take the time and do the research, listen to all the archives, all the videos, watch them all, then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Once they see the dates on everything and they see the stuff that we're talking about, and then they fast forward to everything they've seen already and they know, they get excited. And then they start to follow suit, which is what the 2.5, 2.7 million others will be doing. There's no way the cabal is going to survive this shit. I'm trying to tell y'all. All y'all child molesting, pedophilia, adrenochrome harvesting, reptilian, vampire gray, blah, 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 blah. Y'all done. Done, done, done.
So happy about that.
Yeah, me too. I'm tired of seeing it.
I think I was told about the Dracos maybe 20 years ago. And I really 100% didn't believe it at first. And then as time went on, I collected more info. And now I'm like, I can't believe I missed it way back then,
Yeah.
But I think the internet, the quickness of communication now has facilitated this coming out faster. If we were in the Stone Age, we wouldn't be able to communicate this fast, and the news would take months to get across the country or the world,
Yeah, and by the time it got over there, it was all distorted.
Yeah.
Now you got video. You just saw it on the video.
Yeah.
And you know that this shit is real because the persons that are sharing it, now their Instagrams or their channels are fucking gone.
Yeah.
So you can't stop what's coming. Nobody can.
So upsetting.
It is.
Switch of topic again. Now, last December 3rd, 5 days ago, you had told me on the video that there were several presidents before George Washington, which I had heard. And I don't understand why we don't know about that. Like, what's the big deal? So there's a lot of history we don't know. But then you mentioned skin color. So it's not really about race or I want to clarify this. So you said that basically humanity had started out like with blue and green skins, and then something in the atmosphere or earth changed, and then we went to black and brown skins. And I say we, I mean humanity. Is that what you were trying to say the other day?
That's literally what it is. That's literally what it is. Now I'm gonna give you a better understanding of it all.
Okay.
Our Father created multiple planets, multiple universes, and each planet had a specific breed of humans on it, a specific entity, being on it, not just human, but just beings, period. And what happened is a lot of these different civilizations throughout the billions of years have evolved. And with that being said, the humans here on Earth were of high melanin, of dark complexion, colored. I mean, like a colored. And some of the others just landed here and started reproducing and intertwining, started wars and all that stuff. This is why you cannot have a Chinese baby from two white people. You cannot get a black baby from two Chinese people. You understand what I'm saying? So what happened was throughout the history of Earth, civilizations, Earth is super old. Everybody's been lied to about that too. So throughout these different civilizations and the comings and goings of different beings throughout the entire universe, they came here and they interbreeded, and that changed the race, the color, and all that stuff. So then you got these Dracos that come in, these reptilian Dracos, and they became secret rulers, or if you would, because of their masculinity and because of their abilities and how they can just destroy an entire army by themselves. This is what literally happens. The Dracos wanted to mimic some of the more technological beings like the Nordics and whatnot. So they took on the persona of their skin color. And that's why you have a lot of the white, pale people in power. And that's literally what's been happening throughout centuries. But at the end of the day, all of us at this time are pretty much all related anyway now. So no matter how you look at us, where we started, it's where we're going that really matters.
Right.
But this planet was mainly dark beings because of the way Daddy designed it billions of years ago. We weren't formed from monkeys. Enki and his Anunnaki brothers didn't fucking make us. Any of that shit. It's all bullshit. What happened was you have different species of humans landing here at different points of time and creating civilizations all over the place. But the dark ones were here first. The melanin the high vibrational ones. Right. Which is why, if you look at all of the cities on Earth, they're mostly colonizers that are of a certain color. That's literally a reptilian type of being. Think about not recently, but think about the Indians who were also black, right? They all were one with the earth. They all had they still have the connections with the off-worlders, right? They still have their people, different beings still visit them. It's like all of the different groups on Earth still have the off-world connections. The problem with it is that they between here and there's been all types of miscommunications and then wars and this group and that group and then mind wiping and the reptilians using the hypnotherapy technology and all types of shit, so that now you create a whole new civilization. You put rules on them, and now everybody believes they have to wake up, go to work just to live on a planet that Dad made for free. So it's a lot to take in. There's a lot to be explained, but that's literally what happened.
You said it beautifully. That's
literally what happened. But it at the end of the day, I want everybody to understand that it doesn't really matter what color we are. What matters is the connection you have with Daddy and what we are going to do moving forward for each other.
Right.
That's literally it. Because I'm telling you right now that I was born in a family that is multi-race. Okay. We're from my mom and my dad from Puerto Rico. My mom is they were born in Bronx in New York, Brooklyn. My mom is she was half German, which is why I got the last name Herbert. And my mom was also Rh negative. My dad was Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico, and his dad was Dominican, Spain. So we got all these different DNAs all up in us. Every one of us do, because of what's been happening and because of who Dad has been allowing to interbreed with or breed with, right? So in my family, I got cousins that are as black as my watch with blue eyes. Okay? I got sisters that are whiter than you with green eyes. Okay? I myself, I'm like a caramel color with brown eyes. I got a brother that's the same color as you with hazel eyes. Okay, I got nephews and cousins that are, they're dark people. They're light people. I got a cousin that's fucking albino. So I posted an article or video the other day where it was saying Puerto Ricans are going to dominate the world because we're everywhere and we're all multicolored. And the cool thing about us Puerto Rican race, our culture, we take care of each other. We stick with each other. We look out for each other. I got friends that are African American. I shouldn't even say African American because they're fucking from here. But I got friends that are black from here, and they tell me that they wish their family was like mine. So, that's because of our culture. We grew up loving each other, helping each other. We open up the door and we see somebody fixing their car. Right away, we're going over there. What's up? What you need help with? We're helping each other. That's what we do. Right. That's what the Puerto Ricans do. All of the different labeling and all that stuff is fading away anyway. Because we're all humans, if you would. We're all beings of light. So all of that's fading away. I'm just giving you an example of where I come from and how my people, my family are and roll. Like, we take care of each other. Even though they think I'm fucking nuts. But I grew up with them caring for each other and helping each other. And mostly the women. Because the men, they all thought they were better than each other. And I learned that shit too. And that didn't resonate with me. I didn't want to be like that. But that's literally what we are. We are a smorgasbord of beings that travel throughout the universe and landed here. And, some of us got along, some of us interbreeded, and then the ones that wanted to be in power started wars, killed off thousands of us, millions of us, and that's why we're at where we're at right now today. Right. All of that is changing. All of it is changing. We're all going to become more and more high vibrational beings. We're going to get rid of the borders. We're all going to have to learn different languages because we're going to be helping each other across the board. I'm gonna give you another example that even before I knew this was true, that made me think. Okay, so you got Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve created Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. God shunned Cain. Get out of here. You're no longer welcome. He left. All of a sudden, this dude got a wife. So if Daddy only made Adam and Eve, and Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel, where did this bitch come from? So again, this is what happened. You got different civilizations. You got different people coming throughout the universe, teleporting in, landing in, Martians and all that coming here and building races, establishing civilizations, destroying each other, blah, 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 blah. That's why that's why there's so many different races on Earth, because they all landed here at a certain specific time and made it home. Besides the ones that were native to the land, which are colored people.
Okay. You said that beautifully. And I guess one of the things we see how, let's say, Blacks, Native Americans, whoever, have been basically put down. They haven't been given the same, and I don't want to get into the whole social, but they haven't been given the same economic opportunities. They haven't been given respect. And then there was, I saw a video years ago, how they took like these rappers into a room and they said, okay, you guys got to start making violent, aggressive, nasty music. Putting it in my own words. You got to, basically, because the prisons are privately owned, you got to get all the Black guys to do all this bad stuff so you can fill our prisons. and they were threatened. They were, I think one guy was maybe killed,
Yeah.
because he didn't want to do that. But anyways, they purposefully have created fatherless families in the Black communities, and they've done all this stuff on purpose, and it's not right. And I would like to see that rectified, in the future.
It is being rectified, which is why I'm doing the royal records and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And again, these individuals that are doing this, they know the truth. They don't want everybody else to know the truth,
Right.
but they know the truth.
Yeah.
So, and it's all going to be rectified. It's all being changed. Some of you guys that will experience the chambers, you guys, who knows what color you guys are going to come out? We don't know. I mean, I do because I see it, right? I'm a little darker than I am now. I got, my hair is not so hard, but it's thick. I'll have highlights in it, and I'll literally look like Aquaman type look. That's what I really look like, but just a little darker, and the colored eyes and stuff like that. But that's literally what a lot of people here on Earth look like, especially in Palestine.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look at a lot of the people over there, a lot of them are like my family, colored, dark, blue-eyed, green-eyed. It's literally what it is. So all of it is being changed, and the main thing is that we all have to come together and get rid of the mindset where color matters. That's another reason why Dad put me in this body. My second in command is darker than me. It's like Dad's got a sense of humor, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
That's the past. Right now they're arguing about who did this, who did that, blah 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 blah. Okay, we get it. Where's the forgiveness in all this?
Yeah.
We get it. We understand what's right now. Stop the fucking killing. Start helping each other. Start becoming more and more loving towards each other. We get it. This person killed that person. That person killed this person. We understand that it was all done by a higher group of individuals who didn't give a fuck about none of us. We get it. Stop it. Stop. Move forward. Forgive everything. Move forward. That's the only way we're going to get rid of them. When the consciousness is raised to a certain level, they won't be able to pull these bullshit tricks off no more. The propaganda is already shit. Nobody believes it. We've already seen all the fucking videos. We've seen the children being murdered, the innocent people being hauled away, claiming they're Hamas. We see it all. We seeing it. Like you guys are fucking done. I'm surprised that is even allowing you guys to continue. But I also understand that y'all gonna burn, and y'all chose that. So congratulations. You get the ultimate price.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. What you just said was perfectly said. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's where we're all headed, whether they like it or not. We're all headed in the same direction. We're all going to be, love and light. We're all going to be Christ-like, not anti-Christ-like, because that's what the world is full of. You can see it; it's everywhere. People are just destroying each other, and they're fighting over stupid shit on Instagram and posting and blah blah blah. Like we get you, we got you, we know what you're up to. You can't pull this shit off no more, and we're going to show you that you can't. And this is a part of, the boycotting and all the shit that's happening. Plus the energy. That's literally what matters. The energy. The truth, the energy, connecting to Daddy. That's what matters. And some people are finding that shit out the hard way.
Yeah, yeah. I see a lot of they're even rescuing all the cats. There's a lot of cats, not very many dogs, but it's I just every time I see a video, I'm crying, you know, about something. So I will be glad when it's over.
Me too. Me too.
You know, like I said, we're seeing everything you talked about last time. We're seeing the evidence of it right now, exponentially.
Yeah. So, um, we're going to see Israel retrieve. We're going to see them um, surrender, and we're going to see them hang. So that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And we're going to see a benevolent force rise out of Palestine. And, you know, they're not, Hamas has a bad name, so I don't even call them that. But we're going to see all these things come to pass, and I'm excited because we get to go in and help rebuild it now.
Right, right.
You know, so I'm excited about that too.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fun, so fun, so fun. It is fun.
It is fun already. Well, and like I said, even in the past month, look how much we've seen come out that we've talked about, or that, you know, you've put out a post about. It's all coming true. So
Yeah. There's so many things. There's so many things that are coming to light, and you know, when I say reinforce exposing, that's what it's for. It's because I've trained enough of y'all to get this part done.
yeah.
And the rest that will come will enforce it forever. You know, like I was saying the other day, you know, we got all these million people now tuned in. If I say, hey, reinforce this, it's literally going to be like overnight thing. Hey, you know, because we're putting that directed energy into what we want to see happen.
Right.
For everybody, not just for me, not just for you, not just for the Jedis, for everybody. I've always said it, the best way and fastest way to get what you want is to go help others. Because when you do the training and you do what I'm telling you to do, you find that your pain all of a sudden goes away. You find that all of a sudden your fucking bills are paid. You find all of a sudden your student debt is gone. You find all of a sudden you got a brand new car. So, again, if you want to get everything that you want, make sure everybody gets what they want. Help as many people as you can, because dad sees that as doing his work. Here's your prize, or here's your payment. Here's your gift from me for helping this individual out. That's literally what I've been teaching y'all. Have I not?
Right.
And it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's fucking happening.
Yeah. And you know, obviously we should be doing all these good things without any hope of reward, but the rewards are fun. I had something happen to me. I haven't told anybody about it, but I will now. So you created the money magnet hollow a few months ago, 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
And it took me a few days to get around to printing it, but I printed it. And then, I'm not lying, I got a fairly nice chunk of change in my checking account from nowhere. It appeared for no reason. And I got scared. So I got scared because I'm like, ooh, do I have to pay this back? Like, I don't even know who to call about this. Like, where'd it come from? So I put it aside and I thought about it for a while. And then I think I'm supposed to have this. This is my living, so that I'm more comfortable and not all stressed out about money. So that's a testimonial. The hollows work. Something works. And I'm not doing anything for any reward ever. Like, I don't do things for money. Like, I want money, but I'm not doing it for money, if that makes any sense.
Right. And yeah. That just goes to show you that, you know, we're going to get we're going to get what we need.
Yeah.
It may not be what we want at the time, but Dad knows everything.
Yeah.
The fastest way to get what we need is to help people get what they need.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. All the time. I'm helping everybody that I can. When Daddy tells me to, when I'm supposed to, when I'm supposed to make a hollow, when I'm supposed to do this, when I'm supposed to do that, when I'm supposed to make a video, when I'm supposed to make the moon disappear, when I'm supposed to do shit, I do it.
Yeah. Like when you say call Wells Fargo and do this, like I was eating lunch, right? When so I finished eating, like it took me like 5 minutes. I picked up the phone and I just did it. Okay. You know what I mean? Like just do what you can and you will eventually be rewarded. Although we're not doing it for that reason. It's a bigger reason than that. But that was very exciting. So
that's exactly what it is.
yeah.
You know, there's things that I have to do that I don't really want to do, that I'm not comfortable with doing.
Yeah.
But I know the outcome. Not saying that I know exactly what's going to happen, but I know that there's a greater outcome that I don't understand at this specific time. And there's other times where Dad would just tell me, yeah, do this, do that. This is what's going to happen. Okay. I'm okay with that because he told me up front, right? And then there's these things where he's like, do this, do this, do that, and let's see what happens. What do you mean, let's see what happens? Just tell me.
That's good.
So, but that's the best thing about working for Daddy is, you know, it's always it's not always a surprise, but there's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of surprises. Yeah. And then when it does happen, when certain things that you thought was going to happen because you saw it happening, then it's like, oh shit. And then Daddy's like, didn't I tell you that was going to happen? I'm like, yeah, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And as you start to do that, just, you know,
it becomes natural.
Just do it. It gets easier.
Yeah, it becomes natural.
You had called me this summer a couple times and you asked me to do the third thing was the cruise ship thing. I was scared. I mean, I know, like looking back now, I'm like, why? What could they have, you know, but I was like, it's embarrassing. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. I did it. And you know what? Now I could do it like a little anxiety, but not as much fear or whatever that was, you know?
Yeah.
So just do it.
Yeah. Right. There was a purpose for it to be done too.
Yeah.
I know the outcome. The outcome is we will have cruise liners and we will have some of them we won't even have to pay for because they're going to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Now, I've told everybody this. I told you that. I told everybody this. Now, it's totally up to Dad when it happens, none of us.
Right.
My job was to get y'all to do it. And your job, y'all's, because everybody participated, your job was to do it. Now we wait and see what happens what happens because of it.
Right.
The main thing is that we did what he wanted us to do, which is the only thing that matters. There's times where I look like a total fucking idiot. A total idiot. And Dad's laughing at me too. Right? I like a total fucking nut. Like, who the fuck this guy? Why is he talking this shit? Blah, 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 blah. And I leave looking like a fucking idiot. Or not looking like, but feeling like, Daddy, what the fuck? like a straight up weirdo, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like Jesus Christ, man, why'd you make me say that? so then, a day or a week or two later, the person contacts me and say, hey man, da, 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 da. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daddy.
Yeah.
You don't look so weird no more, Smarty.
Yeah. So So I'm not saying like mindlessly follow every word, but you know, when Daddy talks, there's a reason that beyond what we know. Like our consciousness is still like this. We only know this much. We think we know it all. We only know this much, So every time you do something and have this success, it's easier to do it the next time.
Right. And um when I tell people to do something, it's totally up to them if they want to do it or not. But it's totally up to them if they want to do it or not, and then it's not. If you understand what I'm saying, because if I'm telling you to do it, you're going to do it anyway, because where it came from.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're going to do it right. You're going to drop everything and do it, but you're going to do it. and here's what will happen is, how I talk about that my ass cheeks burning when I'm supposed to be doing something. That won't be necessarily a thing for all of you guys, but you'll have that urge and that thing, daddy in the back of the head. Smarty told you to do this. Smarty told you to do this. Why haven't you done it? Why haven't you done it? And then you go ahead and do it, and then you see the results of why daddy was in the back of the head saying, Smarty told you to do this shit. So why didn't you do it?
Yeah.
So that's going to happen more and more for all of the crew members, all of the Jedis, especially like us, the crew members. We know.
Yeah.
When we fuck up or something happens, that heat ain't no joke. It's like having a spontaneous combustion in your buttocks. Try going to the doctor and telling them your ass is on fire.
Oh my God.
But it's so rewarding to do what daddy tells you to do. Like for instance, I'm not going to tell you to do something because I want you to do it. I'm going to tell you to do something because daddy's asking you to do it through me.
Right.
Do I care if you do it or not? Sometimes I don't. But it would be much easier for the people to just do it, because then we'll have less work to do, and the person will experience less difficulties in their own life.
Right.
Because it's literally obedience to dad, not to me, because I really don't give a shit, because I'm going to do what he wants me to do regardless. But if you want to strengthen that connection with dad, do what I ask you to do what I order you to do. And only he can decide if he really wants you to do it by that thing in the back of your head or in the front of your face. You should be doing this.
Yeah.
But I find it a lot easier to follow his orders, and people are, some of the new people that come along, when I tell them certain things, they're experiencing it right away, a lot faster than some of the old Jedis, which is also a good sign if you think in terms of consciousness raising energy, because they're ready for it, and it's like, they can feel that I'm not lying to them, so they do what I'm telling them to do, and things are happening for them. And now it's like, all right, what do we do next? I don't fucking know.
well, people get the sense, people that follow you get the sense you're not trying to personally manipulate them. What you're putting out there is for the greater good. You're told, you see a bigger picture than we do, but you're passing it along to us to assist. And, most of us are doing that cheerfully, but, there's sometimes, like, again, I felt anxiety. I did it anyway. And afterwards I felt really good because I learned more. So the next time you say, do this, I might kick a little bit, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to learn more. They
had a word for it. It's like stage fright or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. But that's what it is.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know why. It's afraid of someone making fun of you or something. I don't know what it is.
that's the case too. But it's also like riding a bike. You're afraid to fall.
Yeah,
You're afraid to fail, or whatever the case is.
yeah. Fear
And
of
then,
failure.
but that's also how Daddy strengthened us.
Right.
And the more and more we do it, the more and more um, um, the stronger we get by the more and more we do it. So, like you said, it's your prime example. You were having this type of, oh shit, should we be doing this? Are we gonna be? Do we have the money? This and that, blah blah blah. Ah, fuck it, let me just do it.
Yep.
So now, when we say, all right, it's time to do it again, now it'll be less. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
There's a
do
lot
this.
of education involved with this process, by the way. But once I started it and I got a nice person, it was fascinating. But it was making that first phone call. So, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you did what Daddy wanted you to do, and we are going to see the results of it, because those individuals that you talk to, they're going to remember you talked to them,
Yep.
and then they're going to say, okay, no problem, here we go. Because there might be some massive event where, we hit the world stage and everybody's going to do what the fuck we told them to do.
Yep. Looking forward to that.
Oh, anything for you, Smarty.
Yep. Yep.
That's where we're headed, and there's a reason for that, because Dad wants things to change, and I'm he that thing's on crazy too, by the way. But he made me, and he the other day, we was talking about something, and he says, and I don't make mistakes, and I'm like, I heard that. He called me a mistake. Daddy and us and the crew, when we talk and work with Dad, we can all see it together. We can all hear him together. So this is how we know that we are doing Daddy's work. He'll tell me certain things, he'll tell them certain things, and he'll say it at the same time, and we'll say, yeah, I heard him. That's
Okay.
that's how we are, just like that. And we've been doing it for the last 7 years, and Daddy's validate everything he's told us. So I don't push things down people's throats. I tell them what it is, and it's their choice if they want to believe it or not. Right. And I always bring everybody closer to Dad, because I know Dad is very, very real, and I don't want to mess anything up for anyone, because people are already suffering. So and being the way that I grew up, like I've been around some real tough people, and if we didn't keep it real with each other, we could end up dead and stuff like that. So I brought that into me. Like, this is me. Like, I keep it real, and I don't give a shit if you believe it or not. And Dad wants everybody to realize he is the real creator. He is the all-loving Dad that we have. And he wants me to bring everybody to him and teach everybody. You don't have to fucking listen to me. Just research of what I've been doing and saying. It's all there. You don't come here and just pass judgment, because that's what skeptics do. They come along, they look at me, they hear one fucking sentence coming out of my mouth, and it's like, this dude's full of shit. Okay, well, that tells me that you've came to a conclusion without doing a bit of research. So people should stop doing that and should research everything. And then you can see that the stuff is for real. You can go to my website and download free stuff and use it you can see that it's for real. You can learn my technique and don't even have to talk to me, and you can see that it's for real. There's so many things that you will see that it's for real. Now, the crew members, all they have to do is look at my photo, and they're like, "Oh shit, that's oh shit, he's for real," because that's how Dad designed them to be able to feel and notice me when they see me, and that's what's happening now too.
Right.
So I'm excited about everything. Everything. Let's go.
It is so exciting. It's a perfect time, in life for this to happen, And,
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. I feel like we're at a good breaking point. I still have more questions, endless questions, but I feel like we're at a really good breaking point for today. Is there anything else you wanted to say about current events, what's happening, anything?
Well, we covered a lot like we always do.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be back either tomorrow or Monday. So we'll see what happens. But everything is cool. Everybody just keep reinforcing what we want to see. Despite the dark ones, and I've told everybody months ago that the dark ones are going to throw everything at us. And this is what they're doing. It's literally what they're doing. Messing with our bank accounts, messing with our media accounts, messing with, the children, messing with this, messing with that, killing people over there, fake false flags over here, bullshit over there, Congo and Israel and Palestine and fucking Sudan and blah, 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 blah. And now you got the U.S. voting not to do a ceasefire, blah, 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 which you already know that I want them not to do a ceasefire. So I told you all that, right?
You did.
No ceasefire because we want them dead or gone or both or whatever. I'm so bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We don't want them, although we want it to stop. But a ceasefire would allow them to keep the position that they have. Right?
Right. We want them out.
We want them out. And they're out.
Yeah.
They're surrendering. They're retrieving. They're surrendering. And they're being arrested and executed. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. All right, we good.
Thank you again for everything you've done. And it's
yep.
fun talking with you.
Oh, I love you guys and everybody that's participated in buying the products today. Thank you all. I always put it back into my work. I got some more coins and stuff. These are the rainbow diamond coins. Ooh. So I'll be putting these on the website tonight too, and you can get them at the discount. The miracle wands, they're out. The white ones, there's some powerful ones. They out. I do a lot of work for everybody, so this is the way that I earn a living. I could be charging, hundreds of dollars just for phone calls and curing people, but I don't do that because that's not what Dad wants me to do. Mm-hmm. So this is the only way that I earn a living. So I appreciate all you guys for helping me out and doing what I got, helping me do what I got to do, giving me the free time to do what I got to do.
Right.
All right. So I love all you guys. Y'all have a good night. See you in the next day or so. That's what Daddy's saying. So let's see what happens.
All right.